When you come in as the villain, as Sean Kemp does in this game, you have to have a big start to take all the pressure and the force of the home crowd off your back.
Kevin Willis gets his first shot to drop, and the Rockets are back up 2.
They want Payton still to work harder to have to get down here. That time, Ellie just backtracked and let him walk down. They're looking for Sean Kemp against Barkley.
Terry Cummings into the lane, goes hard to the basket for 2.
Cummings normally likes to go to his left hand off his dribble, but George Karl is going to use a lot of cross screens down low to get his key guys the ball with Barkley guarding him.
Drexler out of control on his way to the basket, and that's out of bounds to the Rockets.
Barkley continues to miss layups. The Sonics continue to dominate the offensive glass. 2-to-1 ratio, Seattle.
.24 for the Rockets. We're at a minute 20 to play for the first quarter.
Now they want to get Drexler into the ball game. He's the only starter that hasn't scored.
Ellie lost the handle, tried to save it, did. Drexler turnaround. Well, that's a couple of ugly baskets that the Rockets will take in the last couple of minutes. Payton.
Every time it looks like Houston is going to get a rhythm going with the crowd coming back, pushing them on, the Sonics come back with a huge offensive stick back.
Ellie into the lane, and he'll go to the line.
And you got a double technical against Drexler and David Wingate. After the foul, they both got tangled up right in front of the wrong guy, Steve Javie. Now Drexler has to stop talking because Javie will send you.
Yep. Percy Hawkins drew the personal. And here is no.
Delay of game.
Oh, he saved him.
Now Sedale Freak talking to Clyde Drexler as Ellie lines up the free throw.
Hakeem with an extended rest here.
See, Drexler and Wingate have been bodying and pushing each other the entire time since Wingate has been in. Drexler gave him a little pop there in the back. The officials never saw that.
Rockets by 2, 40 seconds to play first quarter. Payton for 3. Gary Payton with 11 in the first quarter as well, and the Sonics lead it by 1. Willis. And the rebound to Kemp.
The stars for Seattle have been better. Payton, the dominant backcourt performer. Sean Kemp in the front court.
Gary Payton will take the rest of the time off the clock as he works for a final shot. 4 seconds on the clock and a travel. Payton took an extra hop. 5th Sonics turnover, 3.2 left for the Rockets. Tipped away by Kemp, who throws it up in the air, and it comes down short, but not by much.
A hectic first quarter, and as the coach tries to sort out the mistakes made so far, we'll take our own timeout. Pretty smooth, that one.
Hakeem finally back in the game.
Payton spins on Ellie, and he can't get the ball.
It's the easiest shot Gary Payton.
And Mario Ellie just got a technical from Steve Javie.
Well, he got elbowed, and Ellie took the time to say he got pork chopped. Now, what these guys got to remember is that is the quickest tee in the NBA. And you don't get a lot of chat with Steve Javie. And if you're going to talk, you better go talk to one of the other guys.
I don't understand what Houston is complaining about.
That Shrimp came close to airmailing that one.
But elbows are part of the game of basketball. When you're a great defensive player like Ellie, you are going to get hit like that. I had my nose broken 13 times. I had my front teeth knocked out 10 times. It's just part of the game.
And now Bennett Salvatore has just handed out a technical to Kevin Willis.
Houston completely losing their poise. 3 technical fouls.
Detlef Schrempf to the line again. This time he hits it.
I'm going to tell you and Mario Ellie, you don't play defense with your face. Get your face out of the way. If you're going to play defense, you don't have to have your mug in there so you can get porched out.
You've never played a lick of defense in your life. You play with whatever you got if you're going to be stopping somebody like a Jabbar or a Sean Kemp or an Akeem Olajuwon.
Kemp steps back, hits the jumper. Sonics by 4, 34-30. Sean Kemp with 13 points. And it's time for the Rockets to refocus.
You speak about focus. That's Sean Kemp and Gary Payton today.
Well, their money has been Olajuwon, and they got to get back to dropping that ball inside, particularly with Sean Kemp guarding him. That's going to be a huge problem for them. Drexler.
8:45 to play. First half. Schrempf down the lane, and he's fouled.
Timeout number 4.
Detlef Schrempf. We have not had a point scored in almost 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Charles Barkley having a conversation with Steve Javie. Seattle's missed its last 4 shots from the floor. The Rockets have missed their last 5.
Drexler gets his first free, then Matt Maloney's back in the game, but Detlef Schrempf misses another free throw, and Schrempf is an 80% plus free throw.
Now the officials are going to consult. Bennett Salvatore is going to say what he thinks, and it's going to go Houston's way.
Breakdown defensively for Houston. Nobody boxes out. Running Hersey Hawkins, who tries the Michael Jordan slam play off the missed free throw.
Eddie Johnson off the mark. On the baseline, retrieved by Johnson and puts it up.
Eddie Johnson was chasing that miss as soon as it left his hand, so he was lucky when the Sonics tried to save it, they threw it right to him.
Shooting has been off the mark in this quarter so far.
But at some point, you would expect the shooting to come down. The emotion of the game, the energy that both teams have expended, and Olajuwon trying to wrap around and make a steal, pick something personal.
This is what makes it so difficult for a team to have a defensive impact, because they don't want him guarding Sam Perkins, who's on the bench right now. So now they've got to match up against Sean Kemp, who does have range out to the three-point line. That's not Akeem's defensive strong point.
They can switch him off on Terry Cummings. Eric Snow, short.
Sedale Threet in a hurry. Looks down low to Barkley. Barkley spins on Kemp, puts it up and draws the foul. That's number 2 on Kemp.
In the Sonics locker room on their blackboard, the defensive strategy, as Kemp picks up a foul on Barkley, is watch the baseline spin. Sean Kemp forgets his responsibilities. The double team is coming from up high. Sean just fell asleep.
Payton into the ball game to replace Wingate.
Charles Barkley at the line for 1 shot.
And Hersey Hawkins replaces Snow.
Barkley needed to see that hoop go in. He had been struggling with that kind of move early in the ball game. Gets that one to go.
Rockets by 4. We come up on 7.5 to play. First half. Schrempf. Threet.
Seattle has been a better rebounding team today.
Johnson fouled Cummings as he goes across the line. You know what, Bill? A basketball fan is going to say, so what if the Rockets are leading by 4? Does that make a difference?
I think Seattle is a little frustrated right now because they're playing better. Houston has no offensive rhythm at all. Seattle's got it all. You got to get the ball more in Payton's hands.
Gary Payton with a 3, and that snaps the 8-point run the Rockets enjoyed, and it's 38-37. Barkley backs in on Sam Perkins, who's back in the game, and a nice feed to Olajuwon, who draws the foul.
Terrific ball movement by Barkley and Houston. Finally, some cutters. Finally, a pass for Houston that doesn't get deflected as Hawkins gets his second foul. Seattle has been carried by Payton and Kemp. They've got 27 points between them. The rest of the starters for Seattle, 1 point total.
Gary Payton was 3 out of 3 from 3-point range. He was 5 out of 22 going into today for the series. And Hakeem misses both free throws. Hawkins on the cut. A nice feed.
That's the guy that they have to get off, and they allowed Payton enough room to see him, so it was an easy play to make.
And Gary Payton doing a little talking now, a little to Bennett Salvatore, a little to Sedale 3.
Terry Cummings is really working hard defensively, no matter whoever he's guarding.
Olajuwon with the spin outside. Eddie Johnson.
Eddie Johnson didn't guarantee a win. So he is struggling to find his shot right now, and they need that open shot from Eddie Johnson.
Hakeem with the steal. Barkley down the lane. 10 for Barkley.
All started by the great quickness of the team Olajuwon defensively.
Payton, another 3, and he hits another. It's 4 out of 4.
Same spot that ought to tell Sedale 3 not to back up and make him shoot from another place and under some sort of pressure.
Double team on Olajuwon. He gets it back. No place to go. Shot clock at 5 all the way over. Maloney on the move.
Seattle's defense, though, starting to force a team into terrible footwork.
Three down low. Barkley dishes.
Barkley putting on a low post passing clinic.
Maloney, they were trying to free up Percy Hawkins coming off of a screen, gave him a pretty good shot.
Percy Hawkins, 28 for 30 from the free throw line in the postseason. Nails another one.
This is the guy that makes a difference in whether they're going to win and win easily. And if he's not involved in the game, particularly shooting the basketball, they struggle big time.
Hawkins hits them both. Olajuwon double teamed outside. Shot clock is at 5. Drexler. Kemp traveling.
George Karl cannot believe how tentative and hesitant some of his players have become in this game. Foul trouble down the stretch of this first half will be critical. Nobody wants to pick up a silly one now.
The Rockets are trying to establish their inside game, and sometimes when they get a lead, they get a little happy. Quick shoot the ball, as Drexler just did. Elijah picks up a personal foul. That saves the Sonics. They'll walk to the other end of the floor, and they're struggling to score in the quarter.
Here's a little bit of an oddity. You're talking about how well the Sonics have been rebounding today. They've been averaging 14 fast break points a game so far in this series. They have 0 today. Haven't been able to turn that rebounding advantage into points at the other end.
I think it's another reflection, Greg, of the tentative nature of everybody for Seattle except for Gary Payton. Gary Payton is the guy who usually distributes the ball. Schrempf, Kemp, and Hawkins have not delivered on the offensive end.
Detlef Schrempf now 3 out of 6 from the line today. 48-46 Houston. 2.5 to play here in the first half.
This is where Perkins is terrific, disrupting the offensive advance of the ball.
They had a chance to score quickly, and Akeem held the ball.
Whistle blows.
Come on.
And that's on Perkins.
You've been talking about footwork. No, you've been talking about footwork all afternoon, how Akeem's is so good and bad, and then Perkins gets it bad footwork, and you pick up a foul, and you say, come on.
That is not a foul in the 7th game of the playoffs.
Olajuwon, and it's out of bounds to Seattle, and Akeem's going to contend that he was held, and he probably may have a point here.
He gets in the lane, and the spin, he stumbles himself. He never got his right leg back underneath him, and then all ball for Seattle.
Nice little subtle hook by Sam Perkins.
That's why you have long arms.
Mr. Walton seemed to miss that one the first time through. Akeem got to work hard. Doesn't fall for him. Rebound to Perkins. It's that selective vision you have.
That wasn't a foul either, Greg. I had to take you out on the court.
Kemp ties it up at 48.
This has been a terrific game with a lot of ebbs and flows, and when the Rockets look like they're going to pull away, this is like last weekend's game. The Sonics answered, high ball game.
Barkley, no double teams, spins to the basket on Kemp. Barkley has 12, and the Rockets back up 2.
When you're in the low post against Seattle, you have to go quickly. Houston has never been able to sustain an attack in this game, though.
And the rebound to Akeem. Back down to Barkley. And illegal defense call on the Sonics.
Kickball violation.
Well, if it's a kick ball, why didn't they reset the shot clock? They never did.
12 on the shot clock as it stands now. Barkley looking for room to maneuver. Backs in on Kemp into the lane.
Finally, no pump fakes for Charles inside.
Big quarter for Charles Barkley. 9 in the quarter.
Perkins scoops in on Kevin Willis. Final half minute of play, 52-50 Houston.
That is the first 2 points of the afternoon for Sam Perkins. Back to Barkley.
Maloney. Drexler with the rebound. Maloney again. 5 seconds remaining in the half. Payton for Detlef Schrempf out of the side. Missed everything. Did Kemp get it up in time? He did not.
Good game so far, but I suppose it all depends on where your loyalties lie. We've had a telephone call from Terry, Manny, Gene and Tosser Sorry, Tosca. And they've left a message on the phone saying, shut up and get on with the effing action. There's no need to be that cruel.
Detlef Schrempf, and Drexler got a hand on the ball. And charged with a foul.
Clyde Drexler doesn't like the fact that Hugh Evans made that call from behind the play. He must have the X-ray vision.
I thought you just said forget about the refs. Play the game. Well, does it make any difference where they call it then?
Schrempf hits them both 55-52. It's pretty interesting that neither Mario Elie nor Akeem Olajuwon scored in the second quarter for the Rockets.
Well, Barkley took over the offensive scoring.
Maloney. Back rim. Barkley moves the fight for the rebound. And Barkley traveled.
Traveling with Sonics ball.
Huge rebound. Barkley got up in the air to make a great rebound and then got up in the air thinking he had somewhere to go and turned it over.
Traveled. I believe back in the playground that would be called ups and downs. Across the lane. Schrempf has the loose ball.
That one didn't hit the rim, and they gave him a new shot clock.
And Kemp can't get it to fall. Got his own rebound. Missed that one, too.
What is going on here? Neither team can handle the ball. Neither team can make a layup. A little bit nervous here at the start of the third. Houston has yet to score.
Well, nobody's made a field goal, so if you were saying nerves have taken place, then both teams are suffering from the same thing. Peyton.
Hawkins to the loose ball. Shawn Kemp to the basket. Challenged by Barkley, and an offensive foul. 3 on Shawn Kemp, and Charles Barkley was making the call on his way down.
He worked his way all the way to this call. Shawn wide open. Everybody standing around Charles. That looks like a defensive foul on the initial contact by Barkley. Turnover, Houston.
Well, that's something that Houston hadn't done early, and now they come back with a rash of turnovers, and that's allowed the Sonics to get into the game here at the top of the quarter.
Perkins steps inside 3 and curls the 2 home. And the Sonics are within 1 at 55-54. 9:45 to play. Rockets still haven't scored here in the second half.
They missed Olajuwon wide open. He's got Peyton on him now.
And offensive foul on Mario Elie, the wraparound. Team not coming aggressively to the ball once they got the mismatch.
Olajuwon was wide open on the play, and Perkins stepped out, put some pressure on the pass to Elie trying to get around. He hooked. An easy call for the official to make.
The Rockets have turned the ball over 4 times already here in the third and haven't scored a point. Payton snakes around and scores. Beautiful move by Gary Payton. The Sonics with a 1-point lead.
Seattle and Gary Payton are killing the Rockets on that left side of the floor. They ought to keep him on the right. Maloney is not having a good third quarter.
To the baseline, Barkley. Charles has 16. Rockets by 1. Schrempf fade away in the lane, and the rebound off to Drexler. Rockets are in a hurry. Drexler down the lane. Gary Payton guilty of that last foul. Clearly, two guys who have kicked it into gear here in Game 7. Clyde Drexler and Matt Maloney, who combined for just 13 points in the Game 6 loss. They've combined for 24 today. Make it 23. I said 24.
You were right.
I'm in an anticipatory mood on days we have Game 7s. 60-56, Rockets by 4. Cameron.
Even though Sean Kemp missed that is his shot that he's got to take on a regular basis in order to draw Olajuwon out.
Kemp with 3 fouls, and Barkley looks to work his way in on it. Cross court. Oh, nice pass from Drexler.
The zip on those passes, making it impossible for Seattle to get any sort of hand on it.
Drexler with a hand on that one.
You bet. Barkley.
He wants 3 shots on this one. The passing there, Maloney, and then the zip pass, the one-touch pass right to Hakeem, who can double clutch. One more defensive effort on that play might have denied Houston.
Sam Perkins with the foul, his 3rd. Rockets have scored 7 straight points. They lead it by 6. Drexler. And a nice job by Payton tapping that back. Stolen.
Oh.
Barkley.
Traveling
violation.
You got to get the air and deliver that one. A moment's hesitation by Charles. He had the good spacing. Clyde with the great anticipatory defensive effort, clearly traveling, and a great block shot by Kemp.
Well, that was a nice fake. That's what threw Barkley off. A little fake by Sean Kemp, and he traveled, and they're trying to get the 4th foul against Kemp to get him down. Payton.
Gary Payton delivers 62-58. Payton has 21.
You know, when this guy came into the NBA, he didn't have a jump shot. Could not make that shot, and that tells you how hard he's worked and how big a player he is under the gun.
Drexler wide open.
There's another guy that didn't have a jump shot. When you talk about those Seattle guys working Kemp and Payton, you can never ignore the contributions of Tim Gergerich.
Mario Ellie gets another foul. That's 3 on Ellie. In many ways, Mario Ellie, the junkyard dog, as Steve likes to refer to him, could be considered the heart and soul of this Houston Rockets team, the way he goes after his opponents.
He's the spirit guy. Hakeem and Clyde and Maloney, they're all kind of quiet, passive personalities. Barkley and Mario are the wild ones.
This is one of those calls, Bill, where they just didn't know what to call, so they called it illegal defense. Olajuwon just happened to be loaded up in the lane, and Salvatore caught him, so it was an easy call to make me 24 for the Sonics.
Ellie with the pressure up top. Payton on the cut. And Olajuwon didn't quite get there in time. 64-60, 23 for Payton.
Well, again, Payton, the best finisher of any Western Conference guard, right and left-handed.
Now, I think if Charles Barkley turns and faces, he puts a lot of pressure on Sean Kemp, maybe gets that foul. Payton picks up his 3rd.
That's a terrible call against Gary Payton.
The kind of basketball, Bill, that you love is when a guy moves without the ball and gets a return pass. That's money from Shrimp to Payton. They've got to try to do more of that.
Not enough guys cut hard without the ball in today's game, Steve.
Not enough guys cut, period. Not hard, just cut.
Hakeem in the lane was fouled by Payton. And that'll be number 3 on Payton.
Well, Payton in the past would lose his composure under these circumstances. These days, though, he comes right back. As the reach in here, on the elbow of Akeem.
Well, they got 14 fouls, and Barkley trying to get down deep. That's the speed again.
That left shrimp.
Every time it seems like Houston is about to spurt away, then Gary Payton comes right back with phenomenal play after phenomenal play.
Olajuwon across the lane for 2. Akeem has 12, and the Rockets with a 4-point lead. We are under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Payton high off the glass, too high. Akeem with the rebound. Here comes Drexler. 1 on 3.
Not enough guys for Houston running the floor.
Well, Kim got away with one. He bodied Olajuwon all over the place and off the ball, and the Sonics get a break. Rudy Tomjanovich can't believe it. Neither can Olajuwon. Now you watch the action between the big guys coming down here. Pop, there's one. Here's another one. He's laying all over him. He gets Olajuwon off the ball, and it's a turnover. Rockets see the Sonics heading the other way.
Foul is on Mario Ellie, and that is number 4 on Ellie.
Correction, the foul is on Matt Maloney.
No, and now the correction is Alex Maloney.
Rockets are all bent over, holding onto their pants, sucking for some air here. Seattle, the younger team, apparently the fresher legs. They just keep running and keep moving. Maybe they'll put some seeds of doubt into this Houston Rocket team.
Percy Hawkins, 30 for 32 from the line in the postseason. And he continues to drill him.
Second hit of the game for the Sonics, number 34, Terry Cunningham.
That tells you there's been some hard work laid out by Mario Ellie. Perkins out. Terry Cummings in.
The winner travels to Salt Lake City for game 1 Monday night on TNT.
And you know that Utah and Chicago are sitting home, getting healthy, resting up, saying, please go to overtime in game 7.
Timeout, Rockets.
Hesitation again for Houston. Now that's a foul.
You know, it's tough enough when you get hit with the foul. But when you get hit and you get the foul called on you. Barkley goes to the line where he is 4 out of 4 so far this afternoon.
But what made that play possible for Barkley was the re-entry of the ball. The defense relaxed. That allowed him to get a better post position. Shrimp tried to come in, give some help. Now he's got 3 personal fouls.
17 for Barkley.
But Greg, the guys who hit first, the great scorers, Barkley, Magic Johnson, Jabbar, they're the guys who rarely get the fouls called on them. Barkley wants the net fixed here.
And he needs all the help he can get on the free throw. This has been a tough thing for him this entire season, but he's got the first. He's clean this afternoon.
Rockets by 8. Rockets by 4.
Here's a guy that the Sonics have got to get in the game. Percy Hawkins some way.
Great steal by Sedale 3. All the way across court. Barkley open for a 3.
No.
That's out of bounds to the Rockets.
Charles has played so disciplined today, and then to take that wild shot there, they get saved by Sean Kemp being out of bounds.
Drexler on the move. 16 for Clyde Drexler.
Big third quarter for Drexler, 7 in the quarter.
This is where Houston can wear out Seattle.
Payton is open, hits the front rim. Detlef Schrempf going to put up a three and hit.
Turnovers have killed the Rockets in trying to pull away. Drexler was on a sprint, lost control of the ball. Detlef Schrempf gets a three, and it's 7 1/4 for Detlef Schrempf.
Drexler out of the corner again. This one doesn't hit, and Cummings with the rebound. Sonics down three. Payton right back with a jumper. And chases down the rebound.
Houston is standing there watching while Seattle keeps running and pushing.
Kerry Cummings, top of the key, wide open. We may be seeing the effects of this hectic game taking a little out of each side now.
Both teams are tired, and you know, they've had to be aggressive and try to establish themselves, see if they can get the ball inside to Olajuwon Barkley.
Fade away, Akeem, no, tapped up, no good by Barkley, saved, and this is out of bounds too. Seattle.
A lot of energy, a lot of effort for Charles. No result. The kind of play that'll wear you out very quickly.
You know, there's a lot going on under there for a non-contact sport.
Yeah, both teams, like fighters, taking a breather right now, and they like to get something cheap and easy. Payton trying to squeeze off something close. He likes to spin to the baseline.
Cummings.
Very few players sprinting for Houston at this point.
Maloney down the baseline. Olajuwon with the putback. Minute 5 to play in the third. Wingate is open.
Play the clock here. Go 2 for 1. Shoot at 40.
Had a push underneath. And Olajuwon all over Hugh Hoffman saying, you didn't see the little nudge.
You know, the Rockets lead at 72-67. The 5-point lead is exactly what they had at halftime. Imagine if they had not turned the ball over 9 times in this quarter.
When you get fatigued, Greg, it's the mental concentration, the decision-making that goes first.
Well, the most dangerous guy with the ball is Payton. They got to stay up on him.
Perkins, the runner, loose ball comes to Perkins. New 24 for the Sonics.
Big Smooth wants this one.
Fall away, doesn't go. Tap up, no good. Rebounded by the Rockets. Barkley down the lane. Percy Hawkins.
Back again, but it's just to say I hope you enjoy these next adverts as I chose them especially.
It comes down to 12 minutes. A long season, a hard-fought series, tied at 3, and we're into the 4th quarter of Game 7. Rockets with the ball. They lead it by 7.
They want to keep going inside to their big guys. Let's see if they can get a fresh Kevin Willis going.
Comes up short on the jump hook rebound to Hawkins, and here come the Sonics.
Willis has had no impact on this game. Too cautious, too much pressure with the altercation from Friday night.
Perkins comes up short.
Charles Barkley trying to take it over here. That's what guys like Charles live for, this special moment.
And he draws the foul from Perkins.
There's a difficulty for Sam Perkins. That far out on the floor. Barkley more mobile, gives him a quick turn, fourth personal foul for Big Smooth.
Why would you guard Charles that far from the hoop?
Barkley, the whole Sonic game is pressure. You're forgetting what got him here.
Barkley, prior to that last inbounds pass, looked at Sedale Threet and said, "Give me the ball."
You know, the last time he was in a Game 7 against the Sonics, he said the same thing. He was wearing a Suns uniform. Wexler for three.
How long can they go with Sean Kemp on the bench?
Sean Kemp will come back in at the next whistle. And an illegal defense against the Rockets.
He's saying you got to go. You can't just dance across the line. Kemp coming back in. That LeShrimp is going to come back in. What George Karl needs is some offensive firepower. Payton is right now resting, so they've got to get somebody that can score the ball, and they should start trying to find some points for Hersey Hawkins.
The 10-point lead now is the biggest of the game for the Rockets.
But the shooting percentage has gone way down, and when Hersey Hawkins, one of the great free throw shooters of all time, starts missing free throws, George Karl is in a lot of trouble.
Hawkins comes out, Shrimp comes in. They're going to stay with David Wingate. Surprise decision.
Payton. Barkley with the rebound.
Barkley is the shortest guy in the front court in this game, and he is dominating the board.
Five on the shot clock.
Drexler takes a look and casts off. Almost had it fall. Barkley draws a foul.
Greg, you talked earlier about anticipation. 4 fouls now on Detlef Schrempf. Rebounding is about anticipation. It's knowing where that ball's going from years of shagging, years of dreaming about that ball. It's paying off for Barkley today.
Drexler
Lost control of that one.
Houston's battled back to tie the rebound battle.
Payton takes a quick look at the shot clock and a whistle blows. This looks like Mario Ellie, and that'll be
Number 17, Mario Ellie. That's his fourth personal foul.
that's number 4 on Ellie. Couple of key problems for the Sonics. They have not hit a field goal in 5.5 minutes. Sean Kemp has not scored in the second half. And they have missed 11 straight shots now. Coming.
Get a rebound.
Fouls on number 8, Eddie Johnson. That's his
Every one of those kinds of all-out efforts takes a ton out of the Sonics. Their scoring has been coming down, and George Karl is trying to figure out a way to get some offense and some offensive energy for his guys. Sean Kemp trying to break that second half route from the line.
But Jim Gray reports to us that George Karl on the last timeout told his players that, look, a couple baskets here and Houston will start tightening up. Don't lose your composure. The Sonics definitely not out of this game. A ton of time left.
Sean Kemp now 4 out of 5 from the line, 77-68. Rockets.
Not a very long rest for Akeem at all. Right back in the action.
Willis
too deep. Didn't know where he was. Underneath the basket, hit the side. Shrimp trying to steal one right now.
Terry Cummings got it.
Terry Cummings.
Hakeem.
Such balance, such poise. Hakeem, no place to go, still able to find some sort of angle. Seattle ice cold.
And Ellie just got tagged with another one. That's number 5 on Mario Ellie.
Well, that's the competitor in him. He came over to give some help, reached in. He's going to have to come out of the ball game. And certainly Rudy Tomjanovich wants him out of the ball game or switched off on somebody else. They got too many people out on the floor. Ellie gets off.
They move Drexler to the backcourt. They can't figure out who's supposed to.
Now Willis.
I can't believe Rudy Tomjanovich is leaving Mario Ellie in this game. With
They're still trying to figure out who is leaving the court, and now it's Kevin Willis.
Greg, you've talked about the non-production of Percy Hawkins. He's the finisher, though. Gary Payton has got to create for him and get him good shots.
Sonics turn it over.
Good trap by Olajuwon, forced that mistake. They should come back to Olajuwon.
Across the lane, back outside. Ellie open for a 3. Carl wants a timeout. His team doesn't see it.
Terrible on the break.
And now George Karl will get his timeout. In the last 7.5 minutes, the Sonics have managed just 1 field goal.
And this is kind of reminiscent of what happened in the fourth quarter in Seattle. They became a tired basketball team and struggled to score, and they had a huge lead going into the fourth.
Percy Hawkins, tough shot, doesn't fall for him. Rockets are all over the rebound.
Come right now to Hakeem. Dump it inside.
See, the Sonics are not as quick to get to the double. Olajuwon rolls off Terry Cummings.
Seattle did a good job that time of taking a lot of time off the shot clock before Hakeem finally got it.
Seattle has picked Game 7 to come up with their worst shooting game of the series so far. They're under 37% today.
But that's fatigue. They've had to play so hard to get to Game 7. Eventually it was going to catch up with them. They have got to find some way to get cheap buckets, staying with Olajuwon.
What a pass by Charles Barkley.
You're not going to call that pass.
21 for Drexler. Let's go back and catch that pass.
A wonderful vision by Charles Barkley. The penetration, the dish. Charles Barkley sees Drexler wide open. That's called fist down.
That's called luck.
Payton.
Just not Seattle's offensive day.
On the shot clock. Ellie, long 3.
Charles almost had that rebound too.
14-point lead for the Rockets.
Now the Rockets got a huge lead, but they can't relax, and they got to continue to work. And you can tell by the types of shots that the Sonics are taking, that is a tired basketball team.
Barkley has 14 rebounds.
The good fella can smell it now.
Ellie for 3. The Sonics have missed 15 of their last 16 shots. Payton, and he's fouled by Drexler.
Now, if you're a Rocket, you got to realize you give the Sonics nothing cheap. You know, you've got to figure out, if you're a Sonic, how to get layups. Now, forget jump shot. You got to get layups.
Sean Kemp, not a good second half at all. He came out and established great presence early. The crowd was all over him, but he's gone ice cold, eerily quiet here in the second.
But it's fatigue. And again, you know, the Rockets, if they get happy, which they can do, try to kill a team with threes, they'll let the Sonics back in the game. If they continue to take the two, they pull away.
Still good. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Coming up on 4:20 to play in regulation. Seattle, 1 for their last 17 field goal attempts. Kemp, fouled by Olajuwon. Barkley says, chill, big fella.
At this point, Houston has to just concentrate on their offensive execution. Their defense has been constant. Barkley and Hakeem and Drexler are taking care of the offense. Maloney as well. Remember, Maloney and Drexler just combined for 13 points in Friday night's game 6 loss. Today, they've got 33 points between the two guards.
It is tough to win in the NBA when you score 6 points in 8 minutes of play, and that's what has happened for 7 points for the Sonics.
Sean Kemp just 3 points here in the second half.
And Mario Elie calling for the big guys to come back and help us break this press here.
Whenever they're in a scramble, these guys got to look to attack the rim.
That's just too much pressure on Sean Kemp.
Graham. And that's out of bounds to Seattle. Let's go back and take a look.
Because the Sonics are scrambling, the basket area is going to be wide open. Drexler lays it out there, and it's Kemp by himself and Olajuwon with the throwdown.
Just get it up and over and let Hakeem finish.
Quick inbounds. Hersey Hawkins scores. 88-76. Houston's lead is 12 as we come up on 3.5 to play.
Turnover.
3 on 2. Hawkins. 2 straight buckets by Hersey Hawkins. Shot clock is at 10. Maloney down the lane. And he'll go to the line.
Greg, remember the end of game 4 last Sunday when Houston had what seemed like to be a comfortable lead, and they got very conservative and Seattle got right back into it. Houston needs to stay aggressive on the offensive end. 4 personal fouls now on Sean. Walked away from that one as he shot it.
4th team foul against the Sonics. The Rockets are in the penalty. So if you're the Sonics, you got to continue to attack, stop the clock. They got to see that clock stay at 3:07. He missed them both.
Last foul was on Sean Kemp. That's 4 on him, and we have 3 minutes to play now in regulation. Detlef Schrempf for 3.
Drexler open in the midcourt.
Loose ball turned over, up ahead. Hawkins all alone for 2. 5 quick points by the Seattle Sonics. 9 straight points by Seattle. 88-83. And Drexler fouled on his way to the basket. No, it'll be before he got the shot off.
But it's a penalty situation, so now the Rockets have to be able to knock down their free throws as Drexler goes to the line. Matt Maloney walking back towards center court, shaking his head. And he can't believe how tough it is to play and win a 7th game. It looked like they've had it locked up for 5 minutes now, but it's a long way from over.
5th personal foul on Detlef Schrempf. And Drexler to the line. He is 1 out of 1 from there today. Still plenty of time. 2:33 remaining.
Now remember, last weekend when they went into a rash of misses, how that allowed the Sonics to get back into the ball game, and then the tremendous make by Percy Hawkins to force it into overtime.
Fine, make a shot.
89-83 Rockets. Payton.
The mistake that the Rockets make is once they beat the pressure, they got to go to the rim. Don't bring it back out. Score the 2 points.
Hakeem and Barkley dominant on the defensive backboards here down the stretch.
Shot clock is at 5. Drexler short.
Seattle last year, Hakeem wide open.
Batted away by Kemp.
Should have been a goal, Tim. They don't call it. But that was a tremendous effort by Sean Kemp. Watch Elijah move in slow motion, and Kemp comes flying out of there.
That's not goaltending, Steve.
Anything that's a block is as far as you're concerned.
You got to get up above that rim once in a while.
Maloney to Barkley, out of bounds to Seattle. And the Rocket faithful. Rudy Tomjanovich told us early on in this season, this team is built to win a championship now.
The crowd has been on their feet throughout the 4th quarter. Take the chairs out, time to dance.
Sean Kemp down the lane to the left hand, got the bucket and the foul.
The best of all possible worlds for Seattle. The 3-point play possibility here with another foul piled onto Hakeem, who just gives ground, gives ground.
No carry there on that.
Well, the Rockets have gone dead in the water as the Sonics did late in the ball game in Game 6.
3-point lead. Triple team on Olajuwon. Maloney got caught, gets it back, puts up a 3.
Same spot last week from Game 4. Maloney delivers.
Payton inside and gets fouled. Let's go back to Matt Maloney.
Hakeem had to kick it out. There was 4 guys guarding him. Maloney never hesitant to pull the trigger. Houston ecstatic.
What Rudy Tomjanovich wants is that clock to run. He doesn't want to see the Sonics at the free throw line getting cheap points. 5-point ball game. Payton with another one.
Payton 4 out of 5 from the line. And now 5 out of 6. Drexler drew his 5th personal foul. Made his 4th.
The Greg Graham substitution has paid off for Seattle.
Under a minute to play. Shot clock at 7. Olajuwon, fall away. Drexler with the rebound. Hawkins went for the steal and didn't get it. 40 seconds to play. Barkley, fall away. Rebounded by Payton. Half a minute. Sonics need points. Shrimp.
2-point game. They got a foul.
We got a foul right now.
And Hawkins makes the foul on Drexler. Clyde Drexler, 2 for 3 from the line today.
As we have said, every time it looked like one was going to get control, the other somehow has raised up and come back with the energy and the effort to make it a ball game. This has been a terrific series.
The difference in the whole series, Greg. You add up all the points for the whole series. It's now 7 points in the Rockets' favor in 7 games.
He missed it.
Oh.
And we get a foul underneath.
They got the foul this time.
Foul is on Barkley, and that's number 3, and we'll take a walk to the other end. 19.1 on the clock.
They don't want a foul. They wanted them to have the ball, bring it the other way, have to use time to get up. Now the clock again is dead, and Terry Cummings comes to the line with a chance to make it a 2-point game. And, of course, the Rockets have possession. That's all that counts for the Rockets. They need to get the ball in, spread it out, and move the ball down the floor.
Terry Cummings has not gone to the line today. He is 68% from the line in the postseason.
George Karl coming back in with his trapping defensive players.
Two-point game, 19 seconds to play. Percy Hawkins finally catches Drexler from behind for the foul.
So many times in that situation, the defensive team, Seattle, will overplay and press you. Barkley, great over-the-top pass. And then with Drexler, who's going to the hoop. Percy Hawkins with the Coppertone commercial.
What surprises me is Walton not saying, where's the foul here? Clyde Drexler, 3 for 5 from the line.
Now you got Drexler in a shooting rhythm at the line.
He wasn't in a shooting rhythm the last time?
24 for Drexler today. Timeout, Seattle.
If it gets late in the clock, foul him, don't give him 3.
Kemp out of the corner, off balance, out of bounds. Houston. 8 seconds remaining. George Karl wants full court pressure. Barkley, 5 seconds. Ellie to Olajuwon. With 1.4 to play, that will ice it. Houston wins Game 7. And they move on to play the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference Finals.
Well, that's it. The end of yet another fantastic Under the Moon. It seems unbelievable that it should all be over so soon. You detect a smell of breakfast in the air. Either that or I'm being crisped under these studio lights. And I'm just being flashed by the man at Channel 4. Is that standard industry practice, that? Oh, well, until next week, ta-ra.